my dear friends, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I had a very lovely friend comment asking how I made these little heart specimen card things. I don't really know what to call them, and they're cut out like a heart, and inside of them I had these little faux flowers and some glitter, and I put them in my most recent spring botanical journals that I made. So I don't have any on me right now, but she asked how I made them, and I said I would be more than happy to make a tutorial, so here we are. I figured I'm just gonna make this really super casual, so hopefully you can craft alongside me, maybe make a cup of tea, and we'll just like hang out together. So I'm gonna take you with me and I'll show you all of the supplies that we're gonna need. And here's how I store all of my scrapbook papers. It is nothing exciting, so I'm just gonna pick out a few different colors and I'll be right back. Then next for the window, I used a combination of some like plastic packaging, and then I also used packing tape, and that's in my shipping closet, so I'll go ahead and grab that. But I also have in one of my rolling carts, I have a bunch of like random plastic packaging materials and acetate and different things like that. And I think we're gonna go really junky today, as junky as possible. I'm just gonna use some of this plastic packaging material. But you could also use these little like cellophane bags are really cool. This one has like a cool star pattern. You could use some acetate sheets. These little photo pockets are also a really good idea. Yeah, there's so many different options. So for the main component of the specimen card, inside, again, I used some faux flowers and glitter. You can use whatever you want. Maybe we'll switch it up today. I also have some faux leaves, so maybe we could make more of like a foresty kind of specimen card. But let's see what we have here. I will definitely be using some of these. I also have these faux leaves, so let's get out some of those. I just used glitter before, but you could also use sequins. That would be really cute. And then this is my magical sparkle drawer. So we're definitely gonna be using glitter, and I'm just gonna grab all different kinds. Okay, so other than some glue, a die cutting machine, and a sewing machine, these are all of the main items that you're gonna need. Obviously, just use what you have. Everything is always optional. These are just the things that I used in the cards that I made in my journals. So first I'm gonna make the heart-shaped ones. So here are the metal die cuts that I used to cut out my heart shape. You do not have to have die cuts or a die cutting machine. I'm going to show you after this one how I can still make this without die cutting. But this is just what I used in those previous ones, so I'm going to show you this method first. So I'm just choosing which size I want. I think I'm just going to go with the smaller one. You definitely want to have enough room on either side of the shape that you cut out, so you have enough room to glue your plastic pieces. I'm going to cut this to be about maybe 4.5 inches. I feel like that'll be good. So I'm going to trim this to be 4.5 inches wide. So I'm going to want the end product to be 4.5 by 4.5. So that means I want to measure this piece to be, what's 4.5 times 2? 9 inches. So we're going to make this 9 inches long. I hate measuring out things, but the only reason why I'm doing that is because what we're doing here is we're going to end up folding this in half. So I just wanted to make sure that the end product here is going to be big enough. So now that we have the heart shape, I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to take some of this plastic packaging. So I just want to measure this to come almost to the outer edge of the square. And I'm just going to take some glue. This is Fabrifix, and just going to do a thin line all the way around. So now we're going to decide what kind of flowers we want. These are just cheapo little paper flowers that you can get on Amazon or wherever. And so I'm just setting them down like this just so I can see what kind of combinations I like, but I am going to flip them around. I want the front of this card to be the side that the plastic packaging is on. And then once the flowers are down, I put the glitter on afterward. You can put the glitter on first, but it's just a matter of preference if you want the glitter to be kind of covering up your flowers. I just want the glitter to kind of be sprinkled around the flowers and not have them on top of the flowers, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do my glitter afterwards. So we can add some maybe like contrasting colors in here, a couple little yellow ones. Not too much a fan of when things are very monochromatic, so I'm trying to add a little bit of variety in here. Maybe we'll just do some of these little purple ones. And then we're gonna go in with the packing tape. We're just going to tape right on top of our flowers and glitter. And the tape just makes it a lot easier than if you're using glue or something, because glue can get a little messy and you'd probably be able to see all the glue marks. And then it also depends on if you actually wanted this to be a shaker card, like if you want to see your flowers and glitter moving around, then you would want to use maybe another layer of this plastic packaging material on top. And then you could, so what you could do is, instead of the tape, you could put a layer of this plastic packaging on top and then tape around the plastic packaging. This could also be a really cute shaker card. I'm just opting to make things a little bit more simple for myself, so this is what we're going with. Now that everything's all into place, you can just go ahead and glue this other flap down. And again, I'm gonna sew around this, so I'm not worried about getting glue all the way to the outer edges. So that's what it looks like with all of the stitching. I just did a little wobbly stitch around the heart and then some stitching around the outer edges. And then I don't always ink things these days, which is so weird because I used to be obsessed with inking. I would ink every last inch of every single paper, but I don't do it as much anymore, but I think I will on these for some reason. Very cute. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. So for the next one, I'm taking this 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper, and I think I'm gonna cut this to be the same size as the other one, but I am gonna do something a little bit different. And I'm going to fold this in half, but I'm gonna show you how to do this without a die cutting machine. Now, there are different ways of doing this. You can draw your own shape or use a stencil and then cut it out, or you can do what I'm gonna do and just make this incredibly easy. And it's super cute. So I'm just gonna take a little X-Acto knife and just draw like a little line right in the center, right through both sides of the pages. And then all I'm gonna do is, and I'm taking both layers here, I'm just gonna rip out a little window and just making sure to leave enough room on both sides, or on all sides. And I'm just gonna keep ripping until I'm satisfied with the shape and size of the window. There. So you just have like this grungy little ripped window, which I think is super cute. I think it's just as cute as the die cuts. It's just a different style. These are such a fun way to use up trash. It's a practice. Thinking outside of the box is definitely a practice, and that's something that I've loved so much about getting into journaling, is it's really challenged me to see beauty in different things and just see things in different ways. And then coming in with my little flowers, let's see what kind of colors I want to use on this one. Maybe some of these like purpley pink flowers would be pretty. Maybe I can do a little leaf on this one too. I'll just do like the leaf in the background. So I'll put that on last. Or do I want just this small one? I think maybe just this small one. And then I'll just have this leaf kind of in the background like that. Okay, I'm gonna go with these sort of like goldeny, they're gold glitter, but they have like a green sort of sheen to it. Sometimes it just helps if I take some tweezers and then I kind of scoot them along. And let's add some more sequins to this because I'm kind of liking how that looks. Definitely some yellow. The yellow with the blue is a good contrast. And then maybe just do some gold ones. And then maybe some of these magenta ones that kind of play off of that pink color in the flower. Ooh, yeah, that's so pretty. Just love seeing how like different colors play with each other and like come together to create just this whole masterpiece. This whole melting pot of different colors. Ooh, that's a very full one. Lots of different elements in this one. So just grabbing my packing tape and laying it directly on top. Then I'm going to take this corner rounder and just round off some of these corners for fun. And here's how it looks after I did all of the sewing around. I just did like continuous circles around it. And then maybe I'll ink up this one just for fun. Just a little bit around the edges. I love it. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to make some more. Okay, so next I'm gonna whip out this really pretty green scrapbook paper, and I found this little butterfly cutout that I think I got from Dollar Tree a long time ago, but I thought this would be a really cute stencil. You can just cut out a shape rather than needing a die cut machine. So I think I'm gonna make this 5 by 4, this one. I think that might be a good size. Oops, okay. Almost did it wrong. Okay, so if I want the final product to be 4, then I need this whole length to be 8 inches. Not that it matters, guys. If I had messed it up, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. You can have 2 separate pieces of paper. It just, you know, it just makes it a little bit easier to line them up if you can fold them in half, but obviously not completely necessary. So I'm just gonna line it up where I want it and take a pencil and trace the shape. Oops. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before, and I'm gonna use my X-Acto knife to cut through both layers first. This just makes it a little bit easier to get my scissors in here. If I can kind of rip out a little hole before. Okay, so now that I have that ripped out, it's gonna just make it a little bit easier for me to get my scissors in here. And I'm really not a good fussy cutter. I'm not good at cutting straight lines, so this is definitely not going to be perfect, but sometimes I think the more imperfect, at least like from what I've learned in my journaling journey, is sometimes things actually end up looking better when they are imperfect versus my, you know, the original idea in my mind of it being this like perfectly cut out shape. Sometimes it just turns out way better than I had originally planned for when it's a little messy. And I do want to take an eraser and just make sure I don't have any pencil marks. If you have more jagged lines and you don't like them as much, something that you can do is take either your X-Acto knife or a pair of scissors. I like to use a dull pair of scissors for this, so I use my not good pair. And you can just run it along the edge and just like sort of like smooths out any wonky edges. Inking will also help kind of divert your eye away from any wonky, imperfect edges. Oh no, I think I cut this a little bit too small. No, it's really just wide enough and it'll be fine. Because once we get all the tape down and everything, it'll stretch across and it'll be fine. Okay. And there's a little bit of a gap here on the side, so I'm just gonna put a little piece of tape right there also. Ooh, this purple flower is really pretty. Ooh, yeah, let's do that one. Maybe I'll add some of these. There's like little teeny tiny bits just have fallen off. Maybe I'll just throw some of those in. Have to do the butterflies because, of course, it's a butterfly. Play off of this green though a little bit. We'll add a couple green, maybe some gold, and maybe some of these just like iridescent white ones. Oh no, guys, I put that flower on backwards. Oh no. Okay, what do we do? Abort, abort. Forgot to flip the flower around before I before I started putting my tape down. That's okay. So we messed it up a little bit, guys, but I think we managed to salvage it. And then here's how it looks all finished with all of these stitching. And let's keep it going. Let's make another one. So next I'm going to move on to using this really pretty yellow shade of cardstock. And I think I might make a little bit of a smaller one this time. Let's see. I think I'll cut this to be the same size as the first ones. So let's do 4.5 by, actually let's make this a little bit smaller. Let's just start with 8 inches. I kind of want it to be just like a little bit smaller actually. Let's just start with 1 inch. We can always take off more. And I'm gonna fold this in half. And then I think I'm just gonna rip another hole in this one. I think I wanna have the window just like a little bit lower. All right, so I went ahead and ran this through my embossing machine and I think it turned out so cute. There are ways of embossing. As long as you have embossing folders, you can do it without the machine if you wet the paper. And I actually did that on a few of my projects before I got an embossing machine. A little bit short, so I'm going to add a little bit of tape just on this top part here, make sure that that doesn't separate. Actually, you know what? I think for this one maybe I will just use a leaf, like maybe a couple of these little ones. So we'll keep the leaves, but let's just do a little flower. Sorry, I'm out of breath right now. Sorry. I just ran downstairs to take something out of my air fryer and now I'm like out of breath. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll do a few little flowers here and then a couple leaves. I have these really pretty sequins here. I think I want to use some of these. Just really brighten it up a little bit. You might not be able to see the leaves through all of these sequins, but that's okay. They'll just add a very subtle background. Go in with our tape. Make sure everything is facing the right direction this time. And you could even, actually, maybe I'll do that on this one. I'm gonna show you how you can make this a cute little pocket. I'll just add another piece of plastic. And now since this one's gonna be a pocket, I do wanna add some tape around this just to make sure that when we put stuff into the pocket, it doesn't get caught on this plastic. So I just wanted to show you before I sew around the edges to make it a pocket, I sewed around this window first, and I just decided to not sew around this one, but you do you. So I just stitched all the way around here, and now this is a really cute little pocket. Okay, you guys, so that's how they all turned out. Oh my gosh, I just think they're so cute. I love this little flower one. I just wanted to show you a bunch of different options of what you could do with these kinds of things. The possibilities are just endless. You can make stuff that's like really silly and quirky like this. I went ahead and made this mini one, and I embossed some hearts on it. I added a little eyelet at the top so you could attach this to like the edge of your page or something, make it a little interactive element, add a ribbon or something, whatever your heart desires. These would also make really cute bookmarks or like placeholders for your journals. You could paint on these, write little quotes or sentiments. And I was so glad that I got to use up some trash for this. I used up a bunch of that plastic packaging that I showed you in the beginning. This was the only little piece that was left. So that's amazing that I got to recycle a bunch of plastic that would have otherwise ended up in the trash. I really hope you like them too. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite and if you plan on making something like this. And yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for other tutorials that you would like to see. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing day. I'm sending you so much love and big hugs, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye.